I don't know about you guys. I mean, you probably notice, but like right now I'm recording at 8 o'clock and at night, and it's so much darker like in the room. No matter what light I put on, it's so much darker in here than I guess obviously when it's daytime. It's obvious, but I'm just looking at the screen. I'm like, man, it looks really dark back there. Anyways, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you're doing well and having a lovely day out there. I appreciate you stopping on in and sliding through. Today, we are listening to Steve Grossman. We're going to listen to this track, Haresah. This is off of the 1974 album, Some Shapes to Come, debut album by Mr. Grossman. We're listening to this track because it was recommended and sponsored by our Haresah. Thank you so much for their support, and once again for the recommendation. Now, I've never heard of Mr. Grossman, but you had mentioned also that he played on Bitches Brew from Miles Davis, which we covered that album here on the channel because I had always heard about it, and so we decided to cover it, or I decided to cover it. And that was a cool journey through that album. Very unique album. So we have heard Mr. Grossman, but we're going to dive into a little bit of his solo work. So let's go ahead and pull up the track. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Here we go. The layer of percussion happening in the back because it kind of contrasts with the rhythm of the bass and the keys. Catchy bass line, and I love the way that his sax rides on the melody of it every once in a while, like at the very end of that last line. love the pitch and the volume control of that synth solo. Right back to this motif. That was really wonderfully done. Synth bass. Like the percussion sounds like it's kind of stilted, but it works. Hear the feathering on the kicks. Very aggressive. Right hand space. Like the percussion is almost playing in a different groove than the main rhythm. Hear it? That's really interesting. Listen to how heavy the drums are in the back. It's so faint though. This track has given me so much to think about and to talk about and a lot to like dive into. I was hearing a lot that was happening in here. So let's pull up the personnel list. We have to pull up the personnel list for this one. So Steve Grossman on the sax, okay? As if it wasn't obvious. I love how overall this track is so fluid, built upon a solid foundation of subtlety. There is a lot happening, but produced and in volumes of a way that allows subtlety to be met in the space, in the background. We'll dive into it, but a biggest example to me is the drumming, which I'll dive further into, but I just think that everything is so incredible. But his saxophone playing, it was so smooth and gentle with that very cool riff, right? Da, da, that's following the bass. The bass is performed by Gene Perla. Ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da da da, and then it would go higher. Ba ba da 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 ba. Like it was just a really cool flow, a very cool flow. And that bass playing from Gene is kind of like the center. And what I thought was kind of one of the most interesting things in here is the way that Don Alias is playing. Don is the percussionist and the drummer. He's handling anything that's to deal with that. And the percussion almost sounded out of sorts with the bass, with the rhythm and the heart of it, which was kind of cool because it kind of sounded da, 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 da. It wasn't that rhythm, but like it sounded like off of the ba 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 da da da, and then ga 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 ga, and it kind of played in almost a stilted, slightly abstract feel, but still working with the mood and the direction of the song. Then, like I said, that's Don Alias handling the percussion, congas, and things like that. But he's also behind the drum kit. The drums, especially in the back half of this track, they become so much heavier, so much more aggressive, and especially when you hear the feathering of the kick drum start to become a little bit more pronounced. Like, it's just so interesting. Now, the funny thing is, for as aggressive as his drumming becomes in the second half of this track, the actual volume when it comes to the production, the drums are way in the back. Like, way in the back. So you don't get all of that aggression right in your face. Like that. You don't get all of it right here. You get it like you get it like way back here. Like, you know how when, in a show the drummer's typically behind everybody? Here, he's very much behind everybody. And I thought it was really cool how when we switched from the sax solo into the key solo, which you're probably asking me, hey, JP, who's handling the keys here? None other than Mr. Jan Hammer, Mahavishnu Orchestra. Right? So I think it's so cool how when Hammer comes in, first of all, the sound that he's playing is just straight fire. Talk about the aggression. He has, in almost a literal sense of the word, microaggressions, because he plays. There's a lot of moments where he plays like very quick flurries, and he plays with the pitch, he plays with the volume, and he like kind of throws it out there. And then, of course, it has those moments where he plays something more sustained. So like it just works so well with how Hammer's playing alongside of the drums, because the drums are pushing a lot of aggression as well. In the middle section, when Hammer comes in and performs his solo, the drums put down just a straight hi-hat, just straight. And it kind of gives it pushes the music just a little bit more into a more forward direction. I just think that was really cool. I felt like there was a lot to dive into here and listen. And I don't know if I will find it, but I am curious about two things. One, I'm just doing a quick Google search on what Haresah is. Haresah? That looks tasty. That looks really tasty, actually. I guess it's also called haris, is a dish of boiled, cracked, or coarsely ground cracked wheat or bulgur mixed with meat and seasoned. Haresah. Okay. So it can be, savory, but from those pictures, it definitely looks like it could be coconut, pistachio, plain. It looks like it could absolutely be sweet as well. You could just buy it, huh? You could buy it from here? Oh, baklava. Oh, I would buy these. Are you kidding me? Are you mad? I would actually buy these. That looks tasty. Let's look at the images. That looks good. With little raisins, is that what that is? Raisins in there? So it's almost like a not a bread pudding, but perhaps something in that family, like a cornbread bread pudding, in that kind of vicinity. That's the first thing I was curious about. The second thing I'm curious about is if I could perhaps find a little live footage. Not because we're going to watch the whole thing. I just want to see if I could find how Jan is like doing that part. I do not see that. I am not finding any live footage of that. I found what I believe is some live audio, but that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, well, I tried. I was just curious. But that harissa, that looks tasty. I would absolutely eat some of that. Thank you so much, R. Gray. I appreciate the recommendation. Let me know what you guys thought, of course, in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed the music. I hope that you enjoyed your time here. Please come back tomorrow, and I will speak with you then. Bye, guys.